other movie for you.
All right.
Yeah. We're going to see if you've seen it when we talk about it. And if you have, then I got the backup.
Okay.
I really hope that you have it because I really want to see this movie again. It's been a long time. It's been a really long time since I've seen this movie.
Isn't it funny how we choose movies, one, because the other person hasn't seen them, but two, because they're movies that we want to rewatch ourselves?
Yeah.
That's one of the reasons why I gave you the movie I gave you this week. I
didn't rewatch your movie this week because
you've probably seen it a bunch.
Very recently.
But yeah, I mean, that said, welcome to another movie swap.
Oh, you already started.
You know me, like we don't, when it comes to this, like this particular, like thing, there's no formal introduction. We just, no, it's not like Revisited or what I do with Wilhelm or what you do with Ahsoka. Like it's very loose. And that's
Ahsoka is so fun.
So I haven't started it yet. I'm basically waiting for it to end at this point so I can binge it.
That's so good.
I know. And I know because I know they brought in 2 other characters this past week.
No, we're not going to talk about it on this podcast for people that haven't watched it.
It's not meant for this podcast.
No. It's meant for the Ahsoka podcast, streaming now. So another episode of the movie swap with Ben and Kristin. Yes. The dynamic duo.
It's been a couple weeks since we put one out, but we said we weren't going to do these every week. We kind of want to give ourselves time to watch the movies. Plus, there was a lot of other stuff.
Well, I watched Chef last night.
All right. So I watched Maze Runner 2 nights ago. So the movie I gave you was Chef. Mm-hmm. Which was from 2014.
Yes,
I believe. And then you gave me the Maze Runner, which was also from 2014.
Oh, hey, look at us! We went with the theme this year,
this week,
time,
this episode.
So,
do you want to talk about Chef first? Or do you want to talk about Maze Runner first?
Let's talk about Chef first.
Okay. So
I want to tell you something about Chef. I almost turned this shit off. So I got 45 minutes into the movie and I pressed pause to see how far I was in the movie. And Dave goes, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "We're almost halfway through this movie and Jon Favreau is still an asshole." And I was like, I don't know how much more of this I can take, to be honest. I need something to happen like soon. And in the next 5 minutes, of course, the movie finally starts. So all that said, I don't think a movie needs to be 2 hours to be good, first of all. And the movie's an hour and 55 minutes. It could have been a tight 90-minute movie and it would have been just as good. I didn't need the 45 minutes of how terrible of a person he was, because let's be honest, he was terrible. He was a bad dad.
Okay.
He was singularly focused on his own thing. He let Dustin Hoffman walk all over him. He was a bad dad, really, honestly, and because he was a bad dad, he seemed to also be bad at everything else.
He was Jon Favreau plays Carl Casper, mm-hmm. Chef Carl Casper, and he is a very lost person for most of this movie. And
I can't do that. I am not somebody who likes to see this downward spiral that doesn't seem to end before the movie starts to pick up. I got it. Within 20 minutes, I go, I got this guy's character. I got it. Okay, let's move on. But once he goes to Miami, I mean, because he has all these really good people around him and he just takes them all for granted and he treats them all like doo-doo. His ex-wife, who is amazing, who I still can't figure out why she's so rich. She's party planner, but I guess she's a really good party planner because she goes all my parties.
Yeah, I mean so the movie itself has a phenomenal cast, and like it's pretty clear Favreau called in a couple favors to get some of the people in this movie.
Dave goes, hey, 3 people from Iron Man 2 are in this movie. And I was like, who's the third? I go, Tony Stark, Black Widow. Who's the third? I go, John Leguizamo wasn't in it. And he looks at me,
Favreau.
Jon Favreau. And I was like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, because this movie did come out after Iron Man 2. So Favreau had already directed Iron Man 1 and Iron Man 2. And there is an Iron Man reference in the movie. I don't know if you caught it.
Watching Iron Man in the theater.
Yes.
Which I didn't get until Dave read the trivia.
I knew it immediately because you hear the blaster from Iron Man's suit.
I was so annoyed with his character at this point in the movie that I was like, oh, look, he's on his phone while he's on a roller coaster. Oh, look, he's sitting there absentmindedly eating popcorn as they watch a movie. Like, it just, the whole time I'm like, because I grew up with a dad like that who could not be bothered to like hang out with me. And so he wanted to just be Disneyland dad. And that's exactly what he was. He was Disneyland dad. But I never got to actually like hang out with my dad. So like, Percy's character, I just looked at him. I'm like, oh man, I feel your pain. I feel you, man. And then by the end of the movie, when his whole life is wonderful, Percy's life, his parents are back together and everything's fine. And I'm just like, and then Dave goes, well, this is a terrible movie for kids of divorce.
I didn't even think of it that way either.
A lot of false hope to all those little kids watching this movie.
I want to say real quick, too, before we get too far away from it and I forget, Favreau, Downey Jr., and Scarlett Johansson are not the only Marvel family members in this movie.
Hang on, I can do it.
There is another one. And
it's not John Leguizamo.
It's not John Leguizamo, but
it's not Ray Romano's brother. Is it Ray Romano's brother?
Ray Romano's brother is not in this movie.
From Everybody Loves Raymond.
That's not him. It's Bobby. It's Bobby Cannavale.
That's the guy from Ant-Man.
Yes, it's the dad from Ant-Man. The stepdad.
But I thought that the stepdad was the brother from Everybody Loves Raymond. I thought that this whole time. I was years old when I realized they are 2 different people.
They are.
Jeremy Piven and Kevin, whatever his name is, fiasco of my life.
What?
Jeremy Piven and Kevin Pollak. I have gotten those 2 mixed up for most of my life.
How?
Don't. I see your face. Just don't do it. Okay. That's the same thing with this guy and Ray Romano's brother.
All right. So Bobby Cannavale, and now I got to look up, for some reason, I can't remember his name.
Ray Romano's brother?
Yeah.
Is that not specific enough of a name?
Brad Garrett.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah. Bobby Cannavale and Brad Garrett. I can see a little bit of a resemblance. Jeremy Piven and Kevin Pollak, I don't know why.
I don't know why. I could not differentiate between the 2 of them until Jeremy Piven was in
Entourage?
That HBO series.
Entourage.
And he was such an asshole that I was like, okay.
Yeah, but Ari Gold was the best.
I hated that show.
I hated the show, but I loved Ari.
Yeah, I hated the show. I think a lot of that had to do with the fact that I saw who played the lead in Entourage.
I forget the character's name. I know who you're talking about.
The actor's name.
Yeah, I know. I forget the actor's.
I saw him at a hotel that we were staying at once, and he was such a dick. He was such a dick that I was like, well, I'll never watch anything you're in ever again.
Adrian Grenier.
Yeah, he's not a good dude.
Vinny Chase, Adrian Grenier. I don't think he had much of a career outside of, he was in The Devil Wears Prada.
No, I think that he didn't have much of a career because he was such a dick.
That could be it too. That could definitely be it.
Sorry to,
No. I'm looking at his IMDb, and he has not done a lot of good stuff.
Well, when you're not a nice person, that's what happens to your life.
No, I get the whole, Carl being a horrible person, because he is. And like, one of the reasons why I really like this movie is because it is about a man who kind of literally spirals as far as he can spiral. Like, he has lost He's already not in a great position. He's under the control of a guy who's holding holding him hostage in a position that he's in, not allowing him to do what he wants to do. Because
not allowing him to do what he hired him to do in the first place.
Yeah, because even Dustin Hoffman's character, like, as somebody who watches like cooking shows and restaurant shows and stuff like that, like, I get the position he's taking as a business person, but you are cuffing the hands of, this. Like, even after that review from Ramsay about how horrible the menu is, he still doesn't allow him to change it. And
well, especially since
frustrating.
Well, especially since he's like, we've had more reservations than we've had in years. So you're going to do the same menu. And he's like, there's only one reason why we have this many reservations. Yeah. And that's because of the fact that I've promised a new menu. Well, I don't care. This is what you're doing. This is my restaurant. Okay, well, good luck. Bye. That was, and then this was the most frustrating part of the whole movie for me. The most frustrating part. Like, I couldn't even handle it. He makes all the food at his house and it's fucking beautiful. And he doesn't think to post any of those pictures on Twitter. He doesn't think to maybe take all that food to the restaurant and say, hey, fucker, come here and eat my food. You know what I mean? This is what I was going to make for you until asshole jerk boss decided something different.
Yeah, I thought about that too. I was like, you just made all this food because, like, and I get why he did it. Like, he was being constrained. So to take all this stuff home and make it at home was kind of a release for him. Like, he needed to get this out of his system. So he needed to go home and make what he was supposed to make that night. Otherwise, it would have been like a frustration for him to keep all that in. But I would have done the same exact thing. I would have taken pictures of all this food, posted on Twitter, tagging Ramsay Michael or Ramsay
Michelle, and tagging the restaurant saying, I walked out because I wasn't allowed to do this.
Yeah.
This is what I wasn't allowed to do. I mean, that to me, that's how you use social media. But we're almost a decade removed from this movie, and social media has really changed the way that we look at our world in the last 10 years. So I'd be interested to know how people responded to this movie 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Because it has really high, like, Rotten Tomato scores and really good critic scores and really, like, but I just didn't feel that at all. Like, it was good. It was cute. I loved the road trip. I thought the road trip was inspired. I loved the fact that they were cooking their own food, but with respect to the local cuisine that they were in. Like, they still made the sandwich. They still made the sandwiches, but they did it with, like, Texas brisket, or they did it with New Orleans andouille sausage or something like that. Like, that really spoke to me.
Let me tell you,
from a foodie perspective,
this movie is not a movie to watch hungry. Because
I don't know. You're probably right.
I don't like mustard and I don't like pickles, but holy shit, did I want a Cuban sandwich after watching this movie, because
I love Cuban sandwiches. They're my favorite.
And let me also tell you, the other thing I really wanted was that fucking grilled cheese sandwich.
Oh, I wanted that brisket.
Oh, the brisket was amazing.
They lost me at the brisket. Like, the minute he opened it up and he was like, you get 5 of these. And I'm like, oh my God.
So I don't know how
the only reason to go to Texas.
Oh, is for barbecue. So I don't know how much research you did on the movie, because I know you usually tend to do that. But I don't know.
Not with Movie Swap. With Movie Swap, I go in blind, I watch it, and then I mean
afterward. Oh, so you okay.
No, I usually do, but I'm rocking a pretty heavy cold right now, so I watched the movie. That's it.
So Favreau actually ghosted a pretty famous chef, and for this, I think it's John Choi.
Roy Choi.
Roy Choi. So he ghosted Roy Choi and actually learned a lot of the cooking techniques. So a lot of the cooking you see. Oh, I don't know. Is it Roy Choi? I want to double check that.
He was executive producer of the movie.
Oh, then that's who it was then. Yeah.
Yeah.
So a lot of the cooking,
he changed the food truck game in food. Like, he was the one that did it.
A lot of the cooking that you see in the movie is actually Favreau, because Favreau learned all the techniques and everything on how to do it. And if you watch the movie all the way to the end, there is, during the credits, there is a scene that's running while the credits are running, and it is Roy Choi showing Favreau how to make that grilled cheese sandwich.
Oh, because I thought I only watched like halfway through the credits, and it was all the music.
Yeah, so that, I mean, but so when you watch all that, it'll go to the credits for a little bit of just the credits, and then it shifts to another on-screen credit, and it's Roy Choi showing Favreau how to make that grilled cheese.
It's Jon Favreau saying, "Don't ever leave my movies. I don't care if they're Marvel or not. you will stay."
Another person I loved in this movie was Leguizamo. Like
I think this was his best role.
His devotion to him, like leaving LA and just coming down to Miami, just because he made him a promise that no matter where you go, I'm going to follow you to be your right hand.
But didn't you get the feeling that they both came from Miami? Like he brought him, like it seemed to me that this is what I got, was that Carl Casper was a Miami chef that moved to LA, probably because his wife at the time moved to LA because of her business. But when they went back, it seemed that to me, like that John Leguizamo was also somebody that came from Miami. So it was like a no-brainer to him that he would, of course, go back to all of their roots to do this.
Casper, like Carl, I could see being from Miami because that's where Inez's family was at. That's where.
But that's what they also said, like in the beginning, in the exposition of the movie.
Yeah, he started. He's got his start.
They said that he was the edgiest chef in Miami.
Yeah, yeah. Martin, I could see being from Miami as well. I don't think
Martine.
it's ever. Martine, sorry, it's never addressed.
I love you.
It's never addressed where he comes from. But I could see it. I can see him from Miami as well. It's just the cast in this movie, like, and so one of the main reasons I gave you this movie, because I really enjoy this movie, so I wanted you to see it for that reason. But I know you are a big Oliver Platt fan as well as I am.
I am. Well, everything he does is magic. Every little thing he does is magic.
and I do wish he'd do more. He's kind of taken a backseat to acting lately.
My favorite thing that he's ever done, and I think of him, and I think of him in this role, is his role as the White House lawyer in West Wing.
West Wing, yeah.
I think that was his best role. I don't know why.
I have another movie that's on my list to assign you that is Oliver Platt. He is one of the two leads in the movie. I don't want to give it
Three Musketeers, right? Because I've seen that.
No, but he is amazing.
Yeah, of course he is. That was the first thing I ever saw him in.
Porthos the pirate.
He was amazing. That was the first thing I ever saw him in. I
adore that movie.
Yeah, that's a good movie.
I adore that movie.
We should watch it and cover it on Showtime.
Ooh, that could be fun.
It could be really fun. It's an old movie.
Yeah, but that's
Chris O'Donnell at his youngest and dreamiest.
Chris O'Donnell, Charlie Sheen before he became a coked out dick.
Yep. Oliver Platt in his prime.
And Kiefer Sutherland.
Yeah, it's a good cast.
Yeah.
I think we just talked ourselves into this.
And Tim Curry.
Oh, I forgot he's in that movie.
He's the Cardinal.
This is great. Yeah, no, we're going to do this. I'm excited.
I need to watch that movie again. That movie is so good. But yeah, like I have another movie with Oliver Platt. It's Oliver Platt and Matthew Perry. And it's all right. I'm going to give it to you this week just because.
What is it?
It's called 3 to Tango.
Wait, I've seen that movie.
Have you?
Is Selma Hayek in it too?
No, that is Fools Rush In.
Oh, okay.
Oliver Platt is not in that. No, this is Oliver Platt, Matthew Perry, and Neve Campbell.
Yeah, that sounds like some 90s goodness that I'm here for.
And
tell me it's a 90s movie.
And it is. Oh, it's absolutely a 90s movie. And Dylan McDermott is the other main lead.
God, stop. Just stop. It's wonderful. I'm so excited.
All right, that's what I'm going to give you this week. Yeah, it was 99.
Oh, golly.
So it was like
I love the 90s.
Yeah. as at the tail end of the 90s. I really think you'll enjoy this movie too, but we'll wait till the end and when we make it official.
Anyway, so I did enjoy it. All said and done, I did enjoy it. I like movies that make me feel good. Even when they're predictable, I don't care. Like even Dave said, he goes, I 100% know how this movie is going to go from here on out, and I don't care. So, I mean, Jon Favreau is a really good storyteller. I do feel that the first 45 minutes could have been about 25 minutes, and it would have been just as good of a movie.
I get that. Like you probably could have shaved it down a little bit. I feel like Favreau really wanted to drive the point home that this guy is really in a downward spiral. Like
he drove it home. But like, seriously, I don't turn movies off. 45 minutes in, I looked at Dave. I said, if this wasn't the movie that I was assigned, I'd turn it off right now.
Nothing's stopping you from turning a movie off if you hate it.
No, it's not that I hated it. It was just that, but I just sat there and I'm just like, oh my gosh, when does this get better? Because it's going to get better because it's not going to have good reviews if the whole movie is a bummer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
There were a number of moments in this movie too that I absolutely loved. The scene where he buys Percy his first knife.
Oh, that was great.
I loved that scene because that was really one of the first points where you can see that Carl's really starting to come around and realize what he's been missing.
Well, and I understand that, but like, okay, so here's from a child, like I'm a child of divorce. I know you are as well. I'm a child of divorce with an absentee father who, whenever I saw him, only wanted to do what interested him. And so I had to be okay with doing whatever it is that interested him, right? And I feel like a lot of that element was in this movie. Like it was like when he got upset about, well, I don't care. They're not paying for it anyway. Right. That whole scene with the sandwich that he burned, which, I mean, that's a shitty thing to do. But at the same time, his father has never taught him his father has never shown him that he's any good at anything. So he is under the impression that his dad cuts corners and is an absentee and is shitty at everything he does because he's crappy dad. Right. And he's like, so he takes him outside of the whatever you want to call it, the food truck.
I was going to say, what else are you going to call it?
Like I told you, rocking a cold right now. So you're going to have to go with this. And so he's like, listen, I may not be a good dad. I'm not good at this, blah, 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 but I'm good at this. This is what I do, blah, blah, blah. And I want to share that with you. And I want you to know about that about me. And the whole time I'm like, do you want to learn about him? Because like this kid worships you. And like, you don't even know what he's doing for you and for your business with Twitter and with social media. And the 1 second every day that he just can't even be bothered to look at until he gets back. And it just, a lot of that hit in like closed off parts of me last night, and I hated it because I wanted to like this story about them and this evolution that he was going through. But at the same time, he remained a selfish man throughout the whole movie.
You think he remained till the end? He remained
100%. Yes. Because it was all about what he wanted to do. It was all about his vision and his loves and his obsessions. And his kid just wanted to be a part of his life so bad to the point that he said, I don't care. I'll sacrifice every free moment in my life. And for a 10-year-old kid, like that's huge. Like he just wants to be with his dad so bad. He doesn't care that he gets burned. He doesn't care that, he's going to spend all of his time in a stuffy food truck as long as he gets to be with his dad. And his dad just doesn't really see the sacrifices that his son is making for him. And I don't feel that Carl made any sacrifices for his son. And a parent should make sacrifices for their kid before a kid makes sacrifices for their parent.
I can see the point of that. Even to the end, he never makes any sacrifices for his son. I don't know if I agree with the whole he remains a selfish person until the entire time, because at the end he does change his mind and say, like, I want you to be a part of this. I want you, like, it's on the weekends, it's after school, as long as your homework is done, like, but I want you to come and work on the truck.
Which I completely understand. Yeah. I totally understand. But at the same time, do we ever learn anything about Percy?
Other than his devotion to his father, no.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a problem for me. And if Jon Favreau wanted to make a movie that is really a redemption arc for a father, then he should have also been a father.
I feel like I should have given you this movie before Real Steel, because I feel like Real Steel kind of, because that's a movie where we learn about the father and the son.
Yeah, Real Steel is actually a movie about a dad and a son. This is about a chef who gets his restaurant back. And oh yeah, he also gets his family back, but that's just kind of to the side.
It's second nature. It's secondary.
Yeah, and so that was like really, that was the gnawing thing in the back of my head the whole time, was that I was like, he's still a dick. Like, does anybody not see this? He's still a dick.
All right. I can get that point.
But it was but aside from that, all of the other characters around Carl were fantastic. Like, I want to call her Gloria, but I know that that's not her name. Inez was this wonderful, beautiful, rich character. And, what's her name? Sofia Vergara. That's her name. I mean, she's not really that great of an actress, in my opinion, but I thought she was phenomenal in this. I thought that Percy was wonderful.
Sofia Vergara is a very, not to say she's a bad actress, but she's a very one-note actress. She plays a very particular role. But when she's cast in that role, she's fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
And this was one of those instances. Like, this was a role that was specific to her, and she's great. I think she's fantastic in this movie. But anything outside of the Dominican housewife, ex-wife kind of role, aka Modern Family Gloria, it's very questionable. It doesn't seem like her acting is that good. But this role fit her. Yeah,
and she did really well in this role. John Leguizamo, phenomenal in this role. The kid, Percy, whose name is MJ, spelled EMJAY.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry, kid. That is just horrible. I'm sorry for your parents. He was really good in the movie. Dustin Hoffman was great in the movie. Scarlett Johansson was great in the movie.
RDJ, I love in this movie. And it's almost like he came in, it's almost like he got cast and he asked Favreau, like, how do you want me to be Tony Stark?
Oh, he was great.
Yeah.
He was great. I thought he was...
Just be Tony.
Yeah, and he was Tony Stark. And that's like, I need Robert Downey Jr. to always be Tony Stark in anything that he plays from here on out. I don't want him to be anything else.
Oppenheimer's different.
Oppenheimer was different.
Yeah.
You're right. You're right. He was phenomenal in Oppenheimer.
Phenomenal in Oppenheimer. So, and
you proved me wrong. Yeah,
he's not right. Tony Stark.
No.
In that movie. Still waiting for that to come out on streaming so I can rewatch it.
I'm glad that I watched the movie, because it's a movie that I did want to watch when it came out, and it was during the time of having babies, and so we never saw it.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't feel I need to see it again.
Fair enough.
You know what I mean?
Fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
I still like, and I'll mention this too, because it's one of my favorite lines from the movie. And it's it's early on in the movie, and it's Carl and Percy together. And I love it because it's one of my favorite foods, is when they're walking through the market and he's like, they're eating the kettle corn that he just adamantly told Percy he was never going to have there at the farmer's market. And he's like, hey, you ever had andouille sausage? Oh, you'll like it. You like spicy food? No, I don't like spicy food. It's not that spicy.
Not that spicy.
Because I love andouille sausage,
mm-hmm.
and I love chorizo sausage. Like, they're two of my absolute, like, if I get foods that, like, if I see chorizo or andouille as part of that meal, I will usually gravitate towards that meal.
That's how I am with al pastor. If I'm at a Mexican restaurant and I see al pastor, I don't need to see any more of the menu. I've decided what I want.
Yeah. Yeah. When the first time I went and had Cajun food, which actually was only maybe a little over a year and a half ago, I had my choice between jambalaya or etouffee, and I got to try both, but I ordered the jambalaya purely because of the sausage.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, yeah.
Where were you when you ordered that? Were you in New Orleans?
No, we were in, there's a Cajun family that transplanted from New Orleans to a to a city in Maryland.
Hmm.
So it's a legitimate Cajun restaurant in a oceanside town in Maryland.
Very nice. Okay.
And we went down there, and it's only maybe an hour away from my house.
Oh, nice.
So we drove down there for the day. Port-au-Prince in Maryland is the name of the town.
Oh, that's the name of the restaurant?
No, that's the name of the town.
Oh.
Yeah. Which is why
Port-au-Prince is also in Haiti.
Well, it's one of the reasons why they moved the Cajun restaurant to Port-au-Prince.
Okay, got it. All right. I thought it was called Port-au-Prince. I was like, oh, that's clever and cute. I like that.
No, that's the town they moved to. There's a Port-au-Prince in Maryland.
That's crazy.
And that's why they moved it to there, because it was like, okay, this Cajun restaurant will fit in a place called Port-au-Prince. But there's like a really historic lighthouse and like all this park. So we went down there, we took a walk along the water, and then we met with some friends at the Cajun restaurant, and it was my first time having Cajun food. And I loved it. I thought it was great.
We lived in southern Mississippi for 3 years. So we went to New Orleans a lot. And so we got the opportunity to have Cajun food, Creole a lot. And that was never something that we really felt connected to. So it was not, I always love it when I see people connecting to the food in New Orleans, just because I know that it has this rich food culture that I just don't feel that Dave and I really experienced when we lived down there.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of it has to do with the fact that the one thing that people kept trying to stuff in our faces were muffaletta sandwiches, and that's an olive tapenade sandwich. And if you know anything about me, you know that is the way to get me to run screaming from you, is to tell me that you just put olive spread on anything.
Yeah.
It sounds disgusting.
I have to correct myself. It's not Port-au-Prince. For some reason, that was in my head, but it's Havre de Grace. Is the name of the city in Maryland.
What's the name of the restaurant?
The name Creole de Gras is the name of the restaurant.
Oh, very nice.
And it's in Havre de Grace, Maryland. Yeah.
Sounds kind of like Charles de Gaulle, which is French, and French food is very heavily influenced in Cajun and Creole food. So that all makes sense.
Yeah. So, and it was great. I loved it. It was also my first time having a traditional beignet.
Oh, beignets are good.
Oh, so good.
You need to go to Cafe Du Monde for those, though. I mean, people actually that's what we used to do whenever we had visitors come to Mississippi, is that, there's nothing in Mississippi. So we would be like, let's go to New Orleans. So we have been to Jackson Square, Cafe Du Monde, and all of the hot spots of New Orleans.
Is that where they go in Chef?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Cafe Du Monde in the French Quarter.
Okay.
It's right across the street from Jackson Square, which is beautiful. It's right on the water. It's, New Orleans is a beautiful town. It really is. I love it.
I need to get to New Orleans. At some point in my life, I need to get there.
And it's crazy. I suggest two things when you go to New Orleans always. Number 1 through 5. Don't wear open-toed shoes in New Orleans. Don't do it. I
never wear open-toed shoes in my life.
This is really for anybody that's listening right now. Don't do it. They power wash the streets every morning because of urine and vomit. It is disgusting. It is disgusting, dirty town, but it's delicious.
Well, and that's the thing too. If I ever go to New Orleans, I want to go for the food and the history. I don't want to go for Mardi Gras or so I don't need to go whatever that street is that they all. Yeah. It's the same thing they do in Chef.
Bourbon Street. It's
Bourbon Street. When he tells Percy, oh no, we're not going to Bourbon Street. We're going to where the real, that's what I want to do.
Right.
I don't need.
Well,
they had to
go. You had to go to Bourbon Street in order to get to Cafe Du Monde. That's just, you have to do that,
which is fine.
But the Garden District in New Orleans, to me, is much better than the French Quarter. Although the French, mainly because the French Quarter is just so touristy. You can't get out of that tourist trap in the French Quarter, which sucks.
Well, and that's how I am when I go to different places. It's yes, I love New York City and Times Square is amazing, but that's where everybody goes. There are so many other places in New York that you can go to see that are just as great. Mm-hmm. And I don't live there, but I've been there enough times to know this. Same thing with Louisiana. Yes, I'll walk through the French Quarter just to say I've been there, but I'm good with going everywhere else afterwards. It's what I
Yeah.
tell people when they come to Philly and they're like, you know, when you talk cheesesteaks, they're like, oh, Pat's and Geno's. No, fuck Pat's and Geno's. They're
Well,
for tourists.
I love Leo's because you took me to Leo's, but you said you found a better spot.
Oh, I found a better spot for cheesesteaks.
Well, so now we have to, you know, come up and visit and go to it.
Shout out to Original Thunderbird in Broomall, man. The best, oh God, one of the best cheesesteaks I've ever had in this area. But again, like Pat's
with my
and Geno's, Pat's and Geno's they're tourists.
Mm-hmm.
They're for people that coming into the city and as tourists, or for people that are drunk at 3-4 o'clock in the morning because they're the only place open.
Well, and at that hour, anything tastes good,
right?
Yeah,
like
the amount of Jack in the Box tacos I've had at 3 or 4 in the morning.
and I know we're getting off on a tangent here, but the number of people I've seen like the best pizza is from Connecticut, and outside of Connecticut, New York, no other good pizza exists.
That's a lie.
Fuck you.
I can tell you right now, the best pizza I ever had was in San Francisco.
Some of the Philly has some really good pizza places. They take influence from New York and Connecticut, but they put their own thing on it, and they're just as good. Now, I will argue through and through that Chicago deep dish is not pizza.
No, it's not pizza.
It's
not
casserole.
Pizza. It's casserole or pie.
Yeah, it's casserole. It is not pizza.
It's one layer of dough away from a calzone.
Sorry, Steve Brown.
Well, I also can't have that much bread or cheese. Like, I just physically can't. Like, my body won't accept it. So, you know, if I'm going to have pizza, I need it to be very thin. I need it to be very specific.
That's not pizza. But again, I digress. Like, I do, and this movie really helped. Like, this movie, by the end of this, rewatching this movie, because it's been a while since I've watched this movie. Mm-hmm. And like, I was like, oh, now I want a Cuban sandwich. Now I want to go to New Orleans. Like, there's so much.
I want to go to Miami and eat. I've never been to Miami. I've only been through the airport, like through customs when coming back from Punta Cana. But I want to spend. I hate Florida. That's the problem. I hate it. Too. I won't even go. But
and even more so
I'll go
lately.
to Miami.
I've never been to Miami. I've been to like Orlando and Tampa and and like Cape Canaveral and such. And now my sister lives down there too, so I have more reasons to go if I ever decide to. And my mom plans on retiring down there once she's able to retire.
Does she really want to do that?
Yeah. It's more her boyfriend wants to go down there, and she wants to go down there too, because that's where my sister and her grandchildren are at. And I get it. I'm like, that's fine. Like, you can go. I'll travel to meet you. I'll come down and see you. I'm fine up here. I love the East Coast, and I love being up in this area. I'm good.
I do too. If I had my choice, we would not be where we are. We would be further north, but I think it's really important, especially when we're raising our kids, that we're close to family.
Yeah. Well, and that's why my mom wants to go to Florida, because like it's like between me and my sister. My sister's got 2 kids, so they take priority, and I'm fine with that. Like, I don't think it's my mom abandoning me. I totally get going down to be closer to the grandkids. Yeah, I'm fine with it.
Well, we would have been living in Massachusetts probably by now. But my kids love their grandparents. I love my parents. We have a lot of extended family within an hour of where we live right now. It's a good situation. We haven't been in that situation in a really long time because of, military moves or whatever. But I think once the kids are in college, we might just take the plunge and move higher north.
I think my biggest thing keeping me in this area is I'm one of those people. I know we're way off on a tangent, and we will get to the other movie in a second. My biggest thing is I'm one of those people that, because of the family upbringing I've had, with the exception of my mother and my sister and my mom's side of the family, like I'm very separated from family. My dad's side of the family, with the exception of 1 or 2 people, I am excluded from, or not excluded from, but I've separated myself from, or I'm estranged from. So for that reason, I find a lot of solace in my friends being my family.
Yeah.
So with the
Hi.
with the exception of a select few like you and our friend
Mhm.
Jill and
Yeah.
a couple other people, who I also include in that group, most of my core friends are here.
Right.
So to leave them would feel like I'm leaving my family.
Right. Yeah.
You
I
know, so
totally get that.
that's one of the reasons why I feel very comfortable being in this area where I am.
Mhm.
And I probably, if I move, it will not be anywhere within an hour away. So, you know, it is what it is.
Well, let's talk about Maze Runner.
Yeah. So, first off,
First of all, did you ever read the book?
no,
Okay.
I went into this completely blind.
Cool.
And I say this in the most loving manner. Fuck you for giving me this movie.
Why?
Because now I have to watch the other two.
Oh, you need to read the books.
Just to know how this story ends.
Yeah.
You set me up.
It's good though,
giving
right?
me this movie. Because
Good.
now I need to know. This movie, this story in general, and I am very curious about the books. This story in general was very Lord of the Rings meets Hunger Games.
You mean Lord of the Flies?
Lord of the Flies. Yeah, not Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Flies meets Hunger Games. And there was a third one in there, and I can't remember what it was now. I had it in my brain, in my mental notes, and I can't remember what the other comparison I had was.
You'll figure it out.
Yeah, maybe. I don't remember what it was, but it was, I liked it. I enjoyed it. I was very, it, like you with Chef, it took me a little bit of time, but what drew me in initially with this movie was the cast.
Good cast.
One member of the cast in particular was Will Poulter. He has become such a big actor as of late. I mean, I know him from We're the Millers, and even,
Galley.
and more recently, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, because he plays Adam.
He's also in
Shameless.
The Bear.
Oh, is he in The Bear?
Yeah.
He's
in season 2 of The Bear.
Was he in Shameless? Maybe no, I don't.
No, that was Jeremy Allen White.
Okay, yeah. But I did really enjoy this movie. I was very curious. And the other person was Dylan O'Brien, who plays Thomas.
Who was the original Percy Jackson in the terrible movie versions of Percy Jackson.
No, he wasn't.
Yeah, he was.
I don't think he was.
In the movies, he was. I know this because Danny kept calling him Percy the whole time she watched the movie.
No, that's Logan Lerman. That is not the same person.
Yeah, huh?
No, it's not. Logan Lerman played Percy Jackson. So Danny is wrong.
Oh, you tell her.
Logan Lerman was Percy Jackson. Dylan O'Brien was not Percy Jackson.
Look at that. I'm going to tell her. And I'm going to tell her to listen to this where you say, tell her she's wrong.
Sorry.
She's going to be so mad.
No.
Well, I'll tell you as a fan of the books first, this is by far one of the best adapted movies from books I have ever seen. Ever.
I do have to say, I did a little research afterwards. As sometimes I do, because I wanted to know about Scorched Earth and
Scorched Trials and Death Cure.
Scorched Trials and Death Cure. And I shouldn't have done it because I gave myself a little bit of a spoiler when I saw a particular name in the credits of the third movie, and that's Will Poulter.
Oh, yeah.
Because I am led to believe that Galley dies.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, what's funny is that Galley actually shows up in the second book, but they waited until the third movie to re-earth him. They take a lot of creative liberties in the second and third movie from the book. But I think that if you watch the movies as, it's kind of like Harry Potter, right? You watch those movies as as separate from the books, right? The books are kind of like, it's like the iceberg, right? The tip of the iceberg are the Harry Potter movies, and then the books are beneath the water. And I feel like that it's the same with Maze Runner after the first movie, because honestly, I still cannot believe how much they nailed that first movie. They nailed it.
And this just makes me want to kind of read the book even more now, knowing how accurate of an adaptation this first one is.
It was exactly as I pictured it in my head, the Glade. The maze was exactly as I pictured it in my head. The Glade was exactly as I pictured it in my head. It was wild to see it all like.
And what are the names of the creatures?
The Grievers.
The Grievers, that's it.
Those things are scary as shit.
This movie, like, I can understand, like, I did look at, like, the movie does have a mature rating, as in, like, PG-13, and I get it. I totally get it, because the movie is dark. There's a lot of, like, gruesome events that happen in the movie. There are deaths of children. Fucking Chuck, man.
Oh, it just rips your heart out, right? It's worse in the book.
God, I mean, I put that up there, like, even making comparisons. Like, it's fucking Dobby death.
I know.
It's up there with Dobby death because
they're out. They made it.
Yeah.
They freaking made it.
And they kind of throw you for a loop too, because you see him kind of jump in front of Thomas, and then the bullet goes off, and then he seems fine, and then all of a sudden,
I know,
he starts bleeding and he collapses, and I'm like,
and then he gives Thomas the little trinket that he wanted for his parents. He goes,
yeah,
please, and you're like,
well, I mean, if you know anything about tropes in movies, like the whole thing with, like, earlier on in the movie when Thomas gives him that figure and then Thomas gives it back and, like, you give this to your parents yourself. I'm like, oh, that kid's a dead kid.
That's foreshadowing.
Yeah, I'm like, that kid's dead. Like, that sucks. And then I kind of forget about it. And, but I'm very curious as to what all of this is, because, like, you get to that scene in the end where they're in the control room and everybody's dead.
And
I'm like, what the hell is going on? And I'm watching this. I'm like, what the hell is going on? Like everybody's dead. Like, what is happening? And then all those people from the helicopter come in and rush them off in the choppers, and everything's going to be okay. And then you see all these people again. And I'm like, what the hell is going on?
Well, also, I can't wait for you to watch the second and third movies, mainly because one of your favorite character actors is in both of those movies.
Really?
Giancarlo Esposito.
Oh, I did read that
and
in the credits.
He is phenomenal. He is phenomenal. He is the best. Like, in the book, his character in the book is wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful. And I just think that he's such a welcome and wonderful addition to this cast. And I'm just so glad he was perfectly cast. Perfectly cast. I think that his name is Jorge in the movie.
I did read that too. Because that is the wrong movie I just brought up. I was like, wait a minute. And I'm like, Sean Bean is not in these movies.
This isn't porn.
That's
the wrong tab.
That is not where I was going with that. Yeah, because I noticed a couple people that were coming into the mix. Alan Tudyk is coming in. Giancarlo Esposito is coming in. Rosa Salazar is coming in.
She's great too.
There's a number of actors that come into the second and third movies.
And they stay with the same kind of basic thread of the movie, but they do take a lot of creative liberties, which is why they're so much lower in rating, especially the third movie.
That's the other name I saw coming into the third movie is Walton Goggins.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, I totally forgot about him. Yeah, that's a wild little side plot. You're going to love it. I think you're going to love the second and third movie.
Because I got to the end of this movie and I was like, son of a bitch.
You're like,
she set me up. Now I need to watch the second and third movies.
They're really the first movie is so freaking good, especially if you're a fan of the book. I really believe that. They do leave out, so in the book, there is a pretty significant element that they do not even approach in the movies. And if you're going to read the books, I'll just leave it at that, because Adam is a big Maze Runner fan. My son is a big Maze Runner fan. And so I made him read the book before we watched the movie. So he reads the book and then he watches the movie. I think we watched it together, and he looks at me at the end and he goes, "They didn't even do the blah, blah, blah." I'm like, "I know. What is that?" And so he goes, "Why would they leave that out?" I'm like, "I have no idea. Like, it was such a significant part of the whole series." So I'd be interested to know why they left that one element out. And anybody that's actually read the book and seen this movie knows exactly what I'm talking about. Like, I don't even have to say it.
Littlefinger comes into the second movie too.
Hell yeah, he does. And he plays a Littlefinger.
Oh God, does he play a character just like Littlefinger?
Yeah. Do you ever see Peaky Blinders? Have you watched that?
I have not.
So he's also in Peaky Blinders with the best character name in the world, Aberama Gold.
Say that.
That's a great name.
Yeah.
But he's totally different in Peaky Blinders than he is in anything else that he does. That it throws you for a loop, because you're like, wait a minute, you're supposed to be a different kind of character, man, and you're not. It's strange.
I think one of the reasons I kind of steered away from this and not even read the books or anything like that is because, like, I saw a lot of, I think just in the trailers from when these first came out. I think from the first Maze Runner came out. I never watched the trailers for the other two movies because I had already lost interest in the first one. I think because I was like, oh, well, this is a Hunger Games kind of ripoff of everything. And then after watching the movie, I can definitely see a lot of influence from Hunger Games in that this is a very condensed environment where particular things are happening, but outside of this environment, there is a whole world of more to this story. And that is exactly what the Hunger Games is too. There's like, you get everything within the games, but there is a world outside of the games that come to, because by the third movie, it is not the Hunger Games anymore.
No.
You know, and I know there is now a trailer for the prequel, and I haven't watched it yet.
That's another one that we've decided to go in blind on, because all four of us read that book like at the same time in my family, Ballads of Songbirds and Snakes.
Yeah.
And it's so freaking good that we're just like, okay, let's just wait. Let's just not.
How far before the first Hunger Games does that take place?
No, it takes place during the 10th Hunger Games.
And the Hunger Games itself is what?
So Hunger Games is the 74th Hunger Games.
Well, that's what I was asking. How long before the first Hunger Games does
Okay, when you said first, I didn't know if you meant like the first, like as in the first, or...
No, I meant the movie, the first book.
No. So, yeah. So in the book, Hunger Games, it's the 74th Hunger Games, because in Catching Fire is the Quarter Quell, which is the 75th Hunger Games. So in this book, Ballads of Songbirds and Snakes, it's Coriolanus Snow during the 10th Hunger Games. And it's really cool because Panem is still kind of recovering from the war, the initial war that started the Hunger Games at the end. And you just don't want to like this book because, like, for me, I'm like, I don't need a story about President Snow. I don't need it. Turns out I needed it.
Hunger Games is another movie series that I wasn't sure going into. And then I remember really enjoying the first movie. I never read the books, but I remembered really enjoying the first movie. And then I went and I saw, because there's 4 movies, and I went and I saw the second one in theaters. And then the third one, I was like, okay, like I went with friends to go see the third one. And the way the third movie ends with her on that stretcher, realizing all of this shit, and that look, how it goes from panic to pure anger in an
that's
instant.
Catching Fire.
Is that the second movie?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's the one I went and saw with friends. Because
Catching Fire is my favorite. It's everyone's favorite book. So they had to get that book right and that movie right. And I'll tell you what, they did a great job with that movie.
Did they?
Well, Jennifer Lawrence, first of all, Jennifer Lawrence is going to be good doing whatever it is that she does.
Yeah, I do like Jennifer Lawrence. But yeah, like I remember at the end of Catching Fire where she's on that gurney where she was taken out of the games and like pulled up through the roof, because Giancarlo Esposito was in those movies as well.
Yeah.
God, let me tell you, just to break for a second. It only happened a couple months ago, but like that panel with me and Giancarlo Esposito is still to this day, of all of the panels I've ever moderated, is in my top 3 easily.
Giancarlo Esposito is not in Hunger Games.
Who? Oh no, I'm thinking of
Lenny Kravitz.
No, I did not confuse Giancarlo Esposito.
I don't know who you're confusing him with.
I confused him with. Hold on, I got to look up the name of the actor. Yeah, who was the actor I confused him with?
Are you talking about BT? The one from Westworld?
Yes. That is who I confused him with for a second.
Yeah, what is his name? His name is name.
It's not confusing Dylan O'Brien with Logan Lerman, but
Shut
still.
up. His name is Jeffrey Wright.
Jeffrey Wright, that's it. Yeah. But it doesn't change the fact that panel with Giancarlo Esposito is still one of my favorites.
You're like, I still want to talk about it.
Anyway, but that scene at the end of Catching Fire with Jennifer Lawrence, where it does the close up of her face and she's panicked, and then it just shifts immediately to anger. Yeah. I remember turning to my friend Andrea after that was over. I was like, "Oh, she is pissed."
And only a phenomenal actress like Jennifer Lawrence can convey that without words in the span of like 20 seconds, where you get an entire flurry of emotions and then you're just ready for the next movie at the end of that.
Oh, I forgot Jack Quaid was in Catching Fire.
And Philip Seymour Hoffman. Yeah. He was phenomenal as well. But we're talking about Maze Runner.
We're talking about Maze Runner. But I do like the moment I finished the movie, it took me back to when you gave me this movie, and I was like, "Oh, like just the first one, or do I need to watch all of them?" And you're like, "No, just the first one," knowing in the back of your mind he's going to want to watch the other 2 when he's done with this one.
Yeah.
And screw you for being right.
Yeah, I know. It's a good movie.
Now I want to.
So glad you liked it.
It's weird because like when it comes to these like young adult books being adapted into movies, I got sucked into the Hunger Games and I've kind of avoided all the other ones. Like I avoided the Maze Runner. I avoided what's the other one? Insurgent and Divergent.
Oh my gosh, the worst movies made from such a good book series. I'm still angry about it. I still can't talk about it.
I'm glad I will continue to avoid them. And then, of course, Twilight, which is both the books and the movies are garbage.
Well, who's watching that other than, pre-teenagers and,
I know some adults that are into those movies and books too.
I know. And I just, oh gosh, I don't get it.
I do.
Personally.
As much as I disagree with the author, I do still think Harry Potter is the pinnacle. Of young adult into film adaptation. I still think, yes, there is stuff left out, and I've read those books. There's still stuff left out of the books in the movies, but the movies are still pretty outstanding in their own right. And I think that's one of the reasons why I've avoided, again, these young adult into movie adaptations is because I always hold them in high regard to Harry Potter and the Hunger Games. But Maze Runner, this first movie, it lived up. So
they did a really good job with it.
I'm glad you gave me this one.
Thanks.
And now I'm going to watch, what's the second one? Scorched Trials. And then, Death Cure.
Yep. And the books are really good too. If you can find, I know that you like to listen to books. If you can find a good, audio narrator, the books are actually really good and they're quick reads. I like listening to audiobooks when they're narrated by the author, mainly like or Andy Serkis.
Or Andy Serkis. Oh yeah. Like if you look at my Audible account, it is 95% autobiographies.
Yeah.
And the other 5% is the Lord of the Rings trilogy, the Hobbit trilogy, because they're all narrated by Andy Serkis, and the entire Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy book series, because they're narrated by Stephen Fry, and I just love those books.
Will Wheaton does Ready Player One.
I have that too.
Yeah.
I do have that as well.
Because Will Wheaton's great.
Well, and he is a big part of the book that is left out of the movie. And I know you and I have our...
Yeah.
He's the president in Ready Player One.
He is.
And he is only an Easter egg in the movie. There is a poster of him up in the garage, or the hang area. The comic.
Because I love Ready Player One so much as a book. It's
one of my favorite books. I mean,
but my expectations for that particular movie were astronomically high.
And I get that, because mine were too. And I forget, who did I talk to about this? Oh, I mentioned this on the Wheel of Time podcast, the last episode of the Wheel of Time podcast, in that when it comes to book to movie adaptations, I'm okay separating a little bit when it comes to the material. Ready Player One is a big example of this, because we've talked about this, and we're not going to start a debate on
ad nauseum.
We won't start another debate on this.
I can hear Jill's eyes rolling as she listens to this. I can hear them.
Ready Player One was the exception to me, because one, to get the rights to everything referenced in Ready Player One would be a logistical nightmare for starters.
And if anybody could do it, though, it would have been Steven Spielberg.
You're right. And even he couldn't do it. So that says a lot about what I just mentioned. But two, if you were to adapt Ready Player One ad verbatim to a movie, first off, it would need to be more than one movie, because there's too much material to cover.
And I'm totally fine with that.
Give me a series. Give me a Ready Player One series.
Oh, and then a TV series.
And then I would say, yes, it has to be a strict adaptation. But there is so much exposition in the beginning of that book, I would be bored out of my fucking mind watching it.
Okay, and I understand what you're saying there, but and this is going, so if you haven't watched or read Ready Player One, just skip ahead. But the fact that Parzival found the first key on the school campus, proving that anybody could have won this.
Yes.
Anybody. That to me was the most important element of thematically of this story. And they just, it wasn't there. I could have, if they just kept that one element in, I could have forgiven a lot more, but they didn't.
I get it. And I'm just going to leave it at that. Yeah, I get it.
Because this is a 3-hour conversation.
This will turn into another 2-hour additional conversation.
Yeah. But you liked Maze Runner. I kind of liked Chef. So, it was good.
Yeah, I did. I really did enjoy Maze Runner. Again,
now you're mad at me.
I stayed away. I'm not mad. It just adds 2 more movies to my list. And it kind of bumps them closer to the top too, because now I'm like, I need to watch them now to figure out how this story ends.
I made Adam wait so long. He's like, Mom, I just want to watch it. And I'm like, no.
And it does kind of make me want to go back and rewatch The Hunger Games a little bit now too, because I just enjoy those movies.
I always want to rewatch The Hunger Games.
They're great.
If somebody says, hey, let's watch The Hunger Games, I'm never going to say no, ever. That and Harry Potter. Never going to say no.
The Harry Potter movies, I usually do a marathon every year. And
Christmas.
I wait till around Thanksgiving, Christmas time. Yeah.
That's what we do every year. We usually trade off.
Sometime in November, December, I'll marathon the Harry Potter movies. And
so we trade off every year.
They're really the only time of year I'll watch them too. So what do you trade off with?
Star Wars.
Yeah.
It's Star Wars one year, Harry Potter the next year. Last year we did Harry Potter. So this year we'll be doing Star Wars.
Now, Star Wars is in the 9 main.
So we now, because we've been doing this for a number of years, we now have themes. We'll do pre-rebellion. We'll do the first. We'll do just the sequels. We'll do we'll just take a theme and run with it. And then, because there's so much content, which is wonderful, right? Yeah. And we don't restrict it just to the 9 movies. One year, I think we did all of the movies that weren't the 9 movies.
Okay.
So we did Solo, Rogue One.
Yeah. What else is there?
There's Solo and Rogue One. There's another one. Kristin, come on.
Is there?
Or did we do Rebels with Solo and Rogue One? I think that's the year that we did pre-Rebellion, like pre-Death Star.
Now you can watch, and this is kind of a little how the sausage. This is a little behind the scenes stuff, like more personal to Kristin and I. But like now, I do have that fan edit that turns Obi-Wan into a 2.5 hour long movie rather than episodic.
I was not a fan of Obi-Wan like others were. Obi-Wan and Boba Fett are at the bottom of my list.
Did you hear that there is a Lando movie coming now too?
Well, Kira and Han better be in it.
I don't know if they are. Donald Glover is writing it because
I'm not a Donald Glover fan.
Really?
Yeah, really and truly.
He wanted to return to that character because he loved playing that character. And I think the moment I heard that casting, I was like, yeah, I'm on board for that. Like, I'm on board for Donald Glover playing Lando. And it's him and his brother writing it. It was initially going to be a Disney Plus series, and then they kind of backtracked and they were like, well, let's just do a movie. So it might even be straight to Disney. I don't know if it's going to get a theater release.
I mean, I'll watch it because I'll watch anything Star Wars related, literally anything. Yeah. But yeah, Donald Glover's not my favorite actor. He just, I liked him in Community. And then I think everything that he did after Community was just kind of like ho-hum. I don't even like him as Childish Gambino. I think the music is dumb.
I love Childish Gambino.
But I'm a huge hip hop fan. Huge hip hop fan. And I just don't think that he's
very different. He definitely stands in a different category of hip hop.
Yep.
Like it initially started as, I'm going to turn my nerddom into hip hop.
Yeah.
And then he kind of started shifting into more legitimate hip hop with This Is America and stuff.
Well, maybe that's what the problem that I have with him is that I liked him as this kind of goofy character and he's kind of nerdy. And I liked that about him. And I feel like he got really big and popular and he turned into a completely different person. And I don't know. You know what? I don't know.
Yeah.
Not everybody is for everybody, right?
I get it. Yeah, but it's and I'll this will be my final note on like the whole Star Wars thing, and then I'll move on.
We could still talk about Star Wars.
I know, but we have a whole other podcast to record, and we're done with this. No, we're excited about that other podcast. And actually, this podcast releases after that one, so hopefully you've already heard that one by the time you listen to this. Yeah. One of the other things I love about Star Wars, other than the material itself,
other than everything,
well, like I said, other than the material itself and the characters and everything. Again, I've talked about this before. Not a big Rogue One fan, but I'm in the minority there. I know that.
So good.
Similar to how you think Chef should have been cut short, I was like, Rogue One could have been a 45-minute long short, and I would have been happy with it. Anyway, I digress. One of the other things I love about Star Wars in general is the fact that, we talk about family when it came to Chef. And this is kind of how I'm bookending the conversation. I watch a lot of the Marvel and Star Wars stuff with my mom because this is something, Marvel was something I got to introduce her to. Mm-hmm. Star Wars was something that was out when she was my age, before that. Mm-hmm. This is something that has spanned my entire life because it came out, the first movie was the year before I was born.
Yeah.
It has spanned my entire lifetime, and it is something that has spanned a good majority of my mother's lifetime. Mm-hmm. So it is something that we both enjoy.
Could you imagine, like, being old enough to know life before Star Wars?
I know.
That's weird to me.
Like, being old enough to go to theaters to see it.
Well, that's how that's how my kids probably think about Harry Potter.
Yeah. And the Marvel stuff. Like,
right.
And that's what, like, I've told people before too. Like, I've told kids, like, in their teens and stuff like that, who are fans now of, like, The Mandalorian and, like, Ahsoka. And I'm like, you do realize, like, yes, like, you have not, lived a life without Star Wars. Neither have I. That's how long this franchise has existed.
But there were only 3 movies for a really long time.
Till late 90s.
Yeah. I think it was 99 that Phantom Menace came
99 was episode 1. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're talking almost a decade? No, almost 2 decades.
No, 83 was the last movie that came out to 99. Yeah.
Almost 2 decades.
Yeah.
Yeah. Without Star Wars. And now it has grown into this massive universe.
Do you remember how crazy everyone got when Phantom Menace was about to come out?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And then being disappointed.
And then everybody was so pissed off afterwards.
That's what I just said. And then being so disappointed when we realized, why are we watching 25 minutes of fucking pod racing? Like, what is this?
Oh, it was really the trade discussions that got me. That was some hot Star Wars.
Which is so weird because we hated the trading discussions in episode 1, but now it's become a part of like Clone Wars and Rebels,
right.
and it's like, and now we fucking love it.
I know.
It's so weird. Anyway, let's give ourselves our homework assignments for next week.
Okay, so I want to go first because I want to know if you've seen this movie.
Okay.
It's an obscure movie that it was one of those movies that I just kind of found back in college, and I watched it, and I just I kept watching the movie unfold as it kept going, and I'm like, this movie's great. Like, it's weird, but it's great. It was like the first really stupid, weird movie I've ever really seen. It's 1995's The Last Supper with Cameron Diaz.
I don't know if I've ever seen it.
Okay, you need to see it.
Okay, all right. I'm writing it down as my homework.
Yep, Cameron Diaz is in it. Hang on, I got to look it back up because there's a bunch of people that are in that movie. Here it is.
It's called The Last Supper. It is not religious, I hope.
No.
Okay.
Cameron Diaz is in it. Ron Perlman is in it. Courtney B. Vance, Bill Paxton.
Oh.
Mark Harmon. Yeah, so I highly recommend this movie. It's really it's an interesting movie. How's that? I don't know if you want me to say
Jonathan Penner is in this movie?
Do you want me to say what it's about, or do you care?
No, you don't have to say. But Jonathan Penner, because I skipped it. Jonathan Penner is in Down Periscope. He is one of the 2 pilots in Down Periscope.
Oh yeah,
he's one of the 2 helmsmen in Down Periscope.
And then Ron Eldard is in it, who, if I remember correctly, wasn't he in Silence of the Lambs? Isn't he Buffalo Bill from Silence of the Lambs, or am I wrong?
No, I'm pretty sure that's a different person.
Okay.
But it does look like he's in a season of Justified.
Yes, he is. I just saw that. And he was in Ghost Ship. And Deep Impact and Black Hawk Down. So it looks like he's been in a lot. Anyways, it's I hope that you like it. It's short. It's like an hour and a half long, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. Right. So I hope you like it. I can't wait to watch it again, personally. I really hope that you like it.
Yeah, it's got a decent cast to it too. Like I said,
it is for 1995. It is a wild concept.
This has got to be early Cameron Diaz too.
Very early. This is indie Cameron
this
Diaz.
Is her second movie.
Yeah,
I was going to say because she made her debut in The Mask.
Yeah.
Which was 94.
And then she immediately did this movie, which if you see it, you'll be like, that's like getting the Benz almost. Like it's
all right.
I can't wait for you to see it. Okay, cool. I'm so glad that you haven't seen it. Yay.
Yeah, I haven't seen it. So I will.
I've been wanting to rewatch this movie for a while. I don't know why. It's a movie that stuck with me.
I have to add it to my server too, because I don't have it.
Oh, yay.
So I have to add it. It's a new movie I can add.
You have everything too. So
I know. So we kind of mentioned my movie already that I'm giving to you because you haven't seen it, but my movie is from 1999. I'm giving you 3 to Tango. We're going to stay on the Oliver Platt train. And I kind of mentioned already Neve Campbell, Matthew Perry, Dylan McDermott, and Oliver Platt. So
He says 1999.
1999. Yes.
Are we going to party like it's 1999?
I forgot David Ramsey was in this movie. I know David. I'm buddies with David. I forgot he's in this movie. And John C. McGinley, who is from Scrubs. As well,
I'm not going to look it up because I don't want to look it up.
I'm not telling you what the movie is about at all.
Please don't.
But the main cast is Nev Campbell, Matthew Perry, Dylan McDermott, and Oliver Platt. They are the four main characters of this movie. And even
well, you know me. I'll watch anything with Chandler Bing in it.
And even Dylan McDermott is kind of a secondary character compared to the other three. It is primarily Matthew Perry, Oliver Platt, and Nev Campbell.
I'm excited.
Like you said, it is a cast that screams 90s.
Yeah, I know. I like it that we both gave each other 90s movies.
Yeah. So, in regards to Oliver Platt, I just thought of another movie I'm going to ask you now if you've seen or not. Have you seen Bicentennial Man?
Oh, with Robin Williams.
With Robin Williams. Oh, you haven't seen it?
Uh-uh.
I might have to add that to my list.
Well, you know what? I can't remember if I've seen it, so I'm just going to say no.
It is... I don't want to tell you what it is just in case.
Right. So if I can't remember it, then I'm just going to say no.
Okay.
I have a pretty good movie memory.
All right. I can take 3 to Tango off my list because it just gave you that now.
Yay.
All right. So I think that's going to wrap it up for... This is a relatively longer episode of this.
Well, for about half of it, we talked about everything other than the movies.
That's what this podcast... That's what these episodes of Wilhelm are about.
That's was our main concept. Yep.
And our tangents.
This is how we get it all out of our system before we go to Revisited.
Pretty much. Yeah. Because we record them back to back. So this is us getting it out of our system before we go on to one.
We're just finally recording our conversation before we start recording.
Pretty much. But in regards to that, check out the other episodes of Wilhelm that are posting. I've got some other top 5s coming out. I've got some previous panels I've done at cons coming out, including Christy Swanson. That one's going to be coming up relatively soon. And I'm working a show in Rhode Island in November, so I'm going to have a ton of new content coming from that show that's going to be posted on there as well. More episodes of Movie Swap as Kristin and I do them going forward. And then, of course, Revisited, which is a spinoff of this podcast, in which Kristin and I are doing the dive. We have completed our Lost journey, and we are now on to Ted Lasso, which, as we mentioned, we record them back to back. We're recording the first episode of Ted Lasso as we're recording this, but it releases before this, so you should have already heard it at this point.
And if you didn't, go back and hear it because they're short episodes, so they'll probably not be as long as our previous Lost episodes.
And now's the time to kind of jump in because this is a new chapter. We're starting from the beginning, season 1, episode 1. So wilhelmpodcast.com is where you can find everything Wilhelm related, and then revisitedpod.com is where you can go to find everything for Revisited. I've already updated the website, like it's new graphics on our Facebook page, it's new graphics on our website. The logo is different, the banners are different, everything is Ted Lasso themed now. Like I had fun creating it and updating it. Like it was good. Even our music for Revisited is different now too.
Oh yeah, I can't wait to hear it.
Had to be because we're not going to use Lost related theme music for Ted Lasso.
Yeah, no, that wasn't going to work.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
So, any final notes?
No.
Okay. In that regard, then, thank you for listening, and we'll see you guys on another episode of Wilhelm. Take care.
Bye.